You sound like a bitch. Shut the f up.
Your fans become your haters.
You done?
Weird, weird.
All right.
Yelling at the mic. Weird,
You're doing this once.
Weird. Why you yelling at the mic?
The people shall have the right to fish upon and from the public lands of the state, and in the waters thereof, excepting upon the land set aside for the fish hatcheries, and no land owned by the state shall ever be sold or transferred without reserving in the people the absolute right to fish thereupon, and no law shall ever be passed making it a crime for the people to enter upon the public lands within the state for the purpose of fishing in the water containing fish that have been planted therein by the state, provided that the legislator may by statute provide for the season when and the conditions under which the different species of fish may be taken. I really hope this is good enough for the project. So the biggest takeaway from that last clip, importance wise, like this is the whole basis for my argument. It says no law shall ever be passed making it a crime for the people to enter upon the public lands within the state for the purpose of fishing, right? My argument against that is, if you look at the end right here, it says, provided that the legislator may by statute provide for the season when and the condition under which the different species of fish may be taken. So we look at, by statute, that's passing a law. And so currently Fish and Game, right, passed a law that requires me to have a fishing license. So when I enter upon that public land and I'm required to have a fishing license, that's a law that's been passed that's made it a crime for me to fish. And so let's go into that in the next clip and talk about what is public land, how is it defined. Are all beaches public in California? California beaches belong to the public, and to all land seaward of the mean high tide line in California is guaranteed in the state's constitution and mandated within the Coastal Act of 1976. Okay, so we can agree that beaches in California are public. So I'm entering upon public land, cast a line, and I'm committing a crime because I haven't paid a fee that they define that I need to pay in order to fish there legally. So I'm fishing on public land and you're saying it's a crime. I have a problem with that. Anyways, I'm going to talk a little bit more about it in the next clip. We're going to define, mean high tide and seaward because, that can kind of clarify what public land is. The definition of seaward, and it's towards the sea. This is the mean high tide line. The mean high tide line is the line of intersection of the land with the water's surface at the maximum height reached by a rising tide. I should be able to walk onto this public land with my pole right here and cast my line into the water without a fishing license. So with that being said, we're going to go to the California Department of Fish and Wildlife's website, and there's actually frequently asked questions here, and it says, where and when can I fish in the ocean without a fishing license? You can fish on a public pier with no fishing license or a jetty. Alright guys, so here are some examples of where you can and cannot fish.
Mother, tell your children not to walk my way.
Ooh, Daddy, you're fine right there. Breaking the law. you need a fishing license.
Mother, can you keep them in the dark?
Illegal.
Okay, examples where my law has been used. Murdoch versus Pennsylvania. No state may convert a secured liberty into a privilege and then issue a license and charge a fee and require you to have it or you have committed a crime. What is the Murdoch versus Pennsylvania case? So we go over here, right? And Murdoch was a Jehovah's Witness who asked for contributions in exchange for books and pamphlets. The city claimed that it meant that he was selling them and a license was required. At question was whether the licensing requirement constituted a tax on Murdoch's religious exercise. Okay, and so the effects of it. The privilege in question exists apart from the state authority. It is guaranteed the people by the federal constitution. The state does not have the power to license or tax a right guaranteed to the people. I was fishing one time and I happened to be, speaking to a woman and she was like, Nick, I really enjoy fishing and I feel that it brings me closer to God when I fish. She's in touch with nature. She's just enjoying the whole aspect of fishing.
Religion is such a broad spectrum that the definition is a very subjective and very open and loosely defined term. So who is one to say what one's religion is or is not?
Some people do consider fishing a religion, and you can't touch religion. It's protected under our federal constitution. One other example would be Shuttleworth versus Birmingham, and it says, if the state does convert your right into a privilege and charge a license and a fee, you can ignore the license and engage in the right with impunity.
Point being, if you want to fish without a license, you can definitely give it a try. If you are given a ticket and find yourself having to fight it in court, there is a chance you'd be given impunity, meaning you could be exempt from punishment. So, you may be able to fight it and not have to pay the fishing fee.
I get why Fish and Game puts these regulations on the people. It's to help the environment, it's to help protect the fish and, fishing for future generations to come. I definitely agree that is important. I just wanted to express the point that, if you're concerned with your rights being infringed upon, that is why it's important to go out there, vote, stay informed, be educated, and make a decision, because your decision does impact the future. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.